Alright, so that's two videos in one day. One, I was live on 104.7 today at 11 to noon, as I am every Thursday. But something happened today, right as I came off the radio, and it required that I deal with an issue that is very important. There is something called the separation of powers in Trinidad and Tobago. And the purpose of the separation of powers, in a nutshell, is to keep the Prime Minister from using the Commissioner of Police to lock up the opposition leader. The police is supposed to be independent to a point. Certain matters that require police intervention where office holders are concerned requires the intervention of a further office holder, the Director of Public Prosecutions. All of these things ostensibly to keep sanity and order in what takes place in law and order in Trinidad and Tobago. Not all the time does that work, but that is not the point, so stick a pin. The appointment of the Commissioner of Police has been a football for the PNM and the UNC for decades. They've both been playing stunting games, playing the ass and fooling the people. You see, I keep reading the Constitution to the people of Trinidad and Tobago so that the people of Trinidad and Tobago understand that the House of Representatives is the organization charged with power over the Constitution. The Constitution gives the power of the people to the House of Representatives. Out of the House of Representatives, the government and the opposition are born. They are representatives of both of those groups of people. So let's not get too deep into that. But you can't have government, you can't have opposition without a parliament. The parliament, therefore, has supreme authority. The parliament could write law and amend the Constitution to fix any problem that we have. But the parliament has so far refused to do that, preferring instead to get themselves together and stunt over which race deserve to be Commissioner of Police. Stick another pin. We're playing the ass with a very important organization of state, and people are saying Trinidad is on its way to having the highest murder rate per capita in history this year. We gone mad. We ain't just stupid, we mad. How much pins in this today? That is the fifth pin. Coming off the radio station today at exactly noon, I'm watching, because the TV is on. I wouldn't normally watch Sabga News Network because it's a propaganda machine. But it's on. I'm listening to this boy read that Gary Griffith has accused the UNC of politicizing the role of Commissioner of Police, and that the UNC, this is what Gary Griffith is saying on this video. And I have the video because it's disappeared off CNC3. But I ripped it first so that we have it for evidence. Gary Griffith is saying, according to this boy, that the UNC does not want Gary Griffith to be made Commissioner of Police because the UNC afraid Gary Griffith come after them because they have cocoa in the sun. So when I went to my office, I wrote, and this is what I wrote right after, I'll quote myself entirely because Gary Griffith and I ended up in a serious argument today. But I want to come back to it, you know, because I want people to know Gary Griffith is my friend. We work together. We went to school together. But I don't play the ass with my country. And we're not in this for shits and giggles. I keep telling you all that. This is what I wrote today. Gary Griffith was wrong to politicize the process of appointing a Commissioner of Police by insinuating that the UNC do not support him because they have things to hide. Gary has to know full well that the PNM is itself a criminal gangster organization that has massive allegations of criminal corruption in the hundreds of billions hanging over their heads, put into the public space by none other than the current leader of the PNM and the Prime Minister, Keith Rowley. And by singling out one party and leaving the other unnamed and by inference sanitized, has indelibly tainted himself, Gary Griffith, as being politically biased to one of two political cancers that have plundered the country. The system is flawed, the process compromised, and the Parliament has succeeded in drawing the Commissioner of Police beyond the separation of powers into the circus that is government in this country. As David Rudder so eloquently said, in this papi show land, nearly everything is a papi show. Now this is your wake-up call, so you now have to pay attention to what is going on in the operation of your country. Because now, as of that 12 o'clock news, Gary Griffith compromised, looking like if he gets into power as Commissioner of Police, he's the PNM man in khaki going after the UNC, which confounds the Constitution and the separation of powers. So when I posted that, Gary Griffith, rightly so, took umbrage and said to me, how come I am the only person saying that? And I said to Gary on the phone just now, I am the only person saying it, because as much as I am your friend, my country is more important. Gary did not believe that I heard what I heard and challenged me on my Facebook post repeatedly until he himself heard, because we had to dig deep and investigate and get the actual video that was broadcast at noon today. And this is the video that was broadcast at noon today for everybody to hear.
During a motion in the House of Representatives on Wednesday to confirm the position of top cop, the opposition made it clear who its pick was.
Let the commission do their work. Do not interfere in their work and appoint David Gulachen as Commissioner of Police, Madam Speaker.
The motion was eventually struck down in what the Prime Minister described as a flawed selection process by the Police Service Commission. But Gary Griffith, one of the candidates contesting for the post, says he suspects why the opposition UNC may have turned its back on someone once considered theirs.
What I realize is certain people seem mortified at the fact that if I become Commissioner of Police, then I will clean up the town. It seems that some people wanted they had their horse, but the government never spoke about a horse. Ganga Singh was actually riding Dulalshan all the way to the finish line.
So Gary's saying to me that that is not what he said, but it sounds to me that that is exactly what he said. But Gary is saying, and I am sharing this video with the world because again, Gary is my friend, somebody I respect, but that is bullshit. And if Gary did not say this, I told Gary, give me a pre-action protocol letter sent from you to Sabga News Network and Hema Ramkisoon and whoever is the jackass that edited that to make it sound like you said it. But that's what it sounded like.
The contributions made by members of the opposition considered theirs.
What I realize is certain people seem mortified at the fact that if I become Commissioner of Police, then I will clean up the town. It seems that some people wanted they had their horse, but the government never spoke about a horse. Ganga Singh was actually riding Dulalshan all the way to the finish line.
He says the contributions...
You see, this had me very pissed. Because the Commissioner of Police is a very sensitive job in this broken banana republic, third world shithole cesspool of a failed nation, narco state. We cannot have just any jackass sit down in that office. If they think that one political side is any cleaner than the next, I want to remind Gary something. Because Keith Christopher Mugabe Rowley, he is the one who told Trinidad and Tobago that Patrick Manning's government was the most corrupt government in the history of this country. Keith Rowley said that.
I went to the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago in August 2003.
Stop for a second, because Keith Christopher Mugabe Sabga Rowley is the biggest liar we have ever had in this country in politics. And now that he has been elevated to the post of Prime Minister puts this country in danger, because that son of a bitch that you just heard say to the Parliament, I went to the Prime Minister in 2003, was saying that in 2009. He is telling the nation in 2009 that he went to the Prime Minister in 2003, yet sat there. Listen to what he told the Prime Minister. But he sat there for 6 years, ate cabinet food, drank cabinet wine, defending Manning in an election, because there was an election between this.
I went to the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago in August 2003 as a Minister of Government in Trinidad and Tobago, a PNM Minister, and told him that there was bid rigging taking place in Udicott. What the Commission of Inquiry is looking at is 10 times worse than what happened with the airport.
Kid Rowley should have been shamed out of politics that day, because he knew that and sat dumb, mute, and ate and gorged and stuffed his face on cabinet opportunity, knowing that the government of which he was a part, the cabinet in which he sat, was corrupt, cancerous, rotten to the core, and was raiding, plundering, and pillaging this nation. He said that it was 10 times worse than what took place at Piarco Airport. And we know that Piarco Airport was in the billions of dollars. So Keith Christopher Rowley is nobody that you can trust to make any of these decisions. I want to ask Trinidad and Tobago. KPMG was given the contract to find a Commissioner of Police. How? Was that appointment transparent, or is that another jobs for the boys appointment for KPMG? Forget all of that. We've spent millions of dollars for KPMG to read some resumes and say, all right, give Gary the nod. No problem. Put that information in the public space. Why are we hiding the KPMG report? What is going on? What is going on in this country that a simple job that is done every single day all over the world cannot be done in Trinidad and Tobago? It can't. This is what somebody tells me, that Keith Rowley wants to appoint Gary Griffith because they believe that Gary Griffith is the best man for the job, but that the PNM supporters will revolt because Gary Griffith was a former UNC COP. But that's bullshit, because the same Keith Rowley had no problem appointing Gypsy to the NCC. At least Gary Griffith had the decency to pull down Anna Ramlogan on his way out. All Gypsy do is fall out with Kamla election day and cross the floor to the Balizé and end up with a plum position. So Keith Rowley, you're lying to people. You and Faris, you appoint Stuart Young today as Minister of Propaganda. Stuart Young is Mali MacDonald boss now. There's a rumor in Trinidad and Tobago that Stuart Young's stepdaughter was kidnapped by people close to Mali MacDonald. This entire country twisted and upside down. We have no information on that kidnapping. A whole rumor spread in town that part of the kidnapped ransom money was $27,000 worth of weed. Not only is Stuart Young still gainfully employed in public office, he now has 3. So Keith Rowley just fired Maxi Coffee finally, and the Progressive Empowerment Party beaten with chest, because if it wasn't for the Progressive Empowerment Party, nobody in Trinidad would have known that Keith Rowley stole $3 million that he had no authority to take to spend on a man who has no entitlement to receive. There is nothing under the Salary Reviews Commission that says Maxi Coffee is entitled to get either as a MP or a Minister International Medical. But frig that, this is Trinidad and Tobago, and it's do what the hell you like land. So you are the Prime Minister, you could pick up a 3 million and pelt it so. Because you could go to Australia and spend billions to make sure that a PNM financier, a former PNM minister, who is the representative for Austal in the country, eat well and share money. I am going to write Austal. I want to know what we purchased and what was the ex-factory price. And we are going to challenge this purchase to find out what the treasury of this country paid for these boats. Trinidad and Tobago is in trouble. We are in trouble as long as we continue to play PNM UNC politics. We are in trouble. Stop letting people fool you and distract you and dazzle you with bullshit. Pay attention to what is going on. Nothing works. Nothing works. The system to appoint judges has collapsed. The system to appoint a commissioner of police has collapsed. The Chief Justice, gone. He gone. Jump on a plane, ride out. We don't know yet what's going on. We have Ganga sitting in the parliament riding Dulal Chan according to Gary Griffith. And Gary Griffith saying the PNM have no horse in the race. I don't know what to say now. Here, sitting here today, I don't know what to tell you. The only solution to all of these problems in Trinidad and Tobago, still, we have to come to our national collective senses. You cannot have a country this badly broken, and continue to think that it is an accident. The entire world economy grew consistently for 2 years while the only country in recession was Trinidad and Tobago. Come on now, man. We have to come to our national collective senses, because if we don't, Venezuela is joke. Venezuela is joke. Venezuela don't only have oil and gas. We have nothing else. We will eat one another in this country. There's no way out. The banks already climbing up on your back and running their hand through the pockets, whichever pockets call them in raid. The country is in a mess by design. Your government is destroying the country. The opposition are failing. We have no leadership in Trinidad and Tobago. And if we do not wake up and stand up, dog eat we supper, hear what I'm telling you. Right now, the entire process for appointing a commissioner of police is flawed. There is a WhatsApp floating around that Harold Phillip is Rowley's choice for the next acting commissioner of police. So after 13 Stephen Williams acting appointments, the political directorate will still have political control of this important office of commissioner of police. Trinidad and Tobago, we are in deep, dark and murky water if we do not come together as one people and fix this nation, undo it and redo it, reboot this country. If we don't start over, if we don't fire from the top down, president, judge, chief justice, DPP, prime minister, fire all. If we don't get together and stand up and defend our democracy, our country is in trouble. Wake up, Trinidad and Tobago.